Hi again. This is Erin Dragonsong with wiccaspirituality.com, founder and chief esoteric scientist. And I hinted in the last video about something that I think we really need to talk about, which is the power of magic to do good or harm. There are people who think that they don't want other people doing magic. They think that if other people were doing magic, they would be doing bad things, cursing people, creating negative results, that kind of thing. There is some potential for that, I have to admit. But what I find happens is, like, we're going to talk about the impact of harmful magic in a moment, but what I find is that the people who start doing negative magic, they kind of work themselves into a ball where there's sort of two ways they can go. They either work themselves into a ball where nothing is working in their lives and they're losing their power because they've been sending it sort of down a magical toilet in a way, or they start to create better things in their lives. And the more they do that, the less they want to or care about what somebody else is doing or getting vengeance or whatever petty little things that people might want to do harmful magic about. And then they start doing more and more positive magic. But either way, the impact on the world, I think, is beneficial as a whole, because negative magic, harmful magic, is by definition always going to be weaker than positive magic, because positive magic is working with divine energy and negative magic is working against divine energy. It's working against this, like, an anti-life force, right? And life is stronger than the anti-life force can ever be. The life is stronger because it's creating all of those potentials. This is kind of a twisty subject. I just don't want to get too much into that. If you don't understand what I mean, just put it aside and we'll go on. But what happens in general is that we start to understand that the world can do magic. If we start to understand that magic is possible and real, it changes everything in terms of what people think they can do, what their aspirations are, how much they're blaming other people for what's going on in their life instead of, taking responsibility. When you can just create your own reality, it changes how you interact with the world, and it changes the world on a fundamental level that's really important and helpful right now. So I want to just talk for a minute about, I don't like to call it black magic, because I think the true black magic is composting magic. I don't consider negative or harmful magic to be black necessarily. It's just a really bad use of magic. It's a bad idea. And here's why. It always comes back on you. I mean, even if you don't believe in that law of magnified return or multiplied return or whatever, think of it this way. You are the one that has to hurt first and most by doing anything that harms another person or another being of any kind. Think about that. To send out vengeful magic, it's like, imagine that you're really, really mad at somebody and you pick up a baseball bat and you want to go after them, right? The first thing you have to do is generate an intense negative emotional energy within yourself. Because without that, there's no way you would take up a bat and hit somebody, right? That's just not going to happen. You first generate this intense negative energy field in yourself and around yourself, because it's not contained within you. Anyone within 50 feet can probably feel that, even if they can't see your face. Magic, just because it's non-physical, is no different. If you want to do harmful magic, if you're going to do vengeful magic, for instance, you are going to first call up this intense negativity within yourself. What's the first thing that happens? The first thing that happens is that your body is impacted. It harms the health and reproduction and life cycle of your cells. It downgrades your DNA. It activates harmful genes. It impairs your immune function, and on and on. There are so many ways that that negatively impacts your physical body, your health, your energy, your vitality, your future, right? Just from a physical level, you're harming yourself. And then you consider what it's doing to your mind, to your state of mind, to the energy programs or energy that you're sending out through your subconscious and conscious mind. That energy ripples out from you. You are not a discrete physical object. You are an energy field that has some physical part in it. Just as an atom is an energy field that has some physical parts floating around in it, right? So you are energy, and everything around you is energy, and there is no boundary. So you have this intense negativity, you're sending that out. The universe reads that and goes, okay, intense negativity coming back, just as you wish, right? So if you do that sort of magic, you are first and foremost going to hurt yourself. And there is no way that that can't magnify in you, because unless you do something to change it, to bring in all of this positive energy to counteract it. Now you've got to not just bring in positive energy to step up a level. Now you've got to bring in all this positive energy just to fix all this mess you just made in yourself and your energy field and your life. And it doesn't always work so well. If you want to have a good life, you're not going to be able to do harmful magic, vengeful magic, destructive magic. It's counterproductive. They don't go together. I can tell you an example, for instance. There's this one fellow I know who was so enraged at his cheating ex-wife that he put a curse on her. He did a spell, and it was very effective. And it was most effective on him. 10 years later, he was begging to find out how to undo the curse, because ever since he did that, nothing had gone right in his life. Everything was going wrong, going wrong, going wrong continuously. He finally figured out, it took him 10 years to figure out, oh, I did this to myself. And then he had to go back and undo that spell. But now he's got 10 years worth of, you might say karma, but sort of like momentum, energetic momentum that he also had to erase. So I'm still not sure that he's clear and back to where he should have been if he hadn't done the curse. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the harmful magic. I just wanted to be really clear about what, oh, there is this other thing that I was going to say. People wonder if you do magic for something, if someone else is doing magic, can they take it away from you? Or are you taking away from someone? Say you want to do magic for $1 million. And you start to worry, well, if I get this $1 million, is it going to come from someone else? Is someone else going to suffer because of that? So first of all, no. First of all, you are not taking money from from other people. You are inspiring and asking the universe to generate this new $1 million for you. That's a very basic way of saying it. It's a little oversimplified, but that's basically the idea. You are increasing the abundance of the universe by increasing the abundance in your own life. And also, by the way, that's why we use the caveat, this or something better, and it harm none. Because we don't want to ever do magic that leaves out the caveat, because we don't know how that might come true. For instance, this is a case maybe of harmful magic that was not intentional, but sort of unexpected circumstances, unexpected repercussions. There's a woman I know who did magic for money. She needed a bunch of money, and so she did magic. I can't remember the amount. And a couple months later, she got that money. She got the money that she wanted. It was her inheritance from her father, who had suddenly passed. And I'm not saying, there's no way we can know whether or not that is correlated, whether the magic she did maybe influenced her father's passing. I tend to think that we don't really have that power over other people, unless like he was probably going to go anyway or something. I don't know. But the thing is, you never want to live with that nagging, niggling doubt that she has to live with. She doesn't really think she caused it, but there's just this little part of her that's always going to wonder. So throw in the caveat, tie it up with a nice little bow, and it harm none. And that way you just protect against that kind of thing happening. Then if something does happen, you know that you didn't cause it. At least you know that. So the other part that people wonder about is if somebody else might be doing magic for $1 million or $1 billion or whatever, are they going to be taking it away from me? Are we having competing magic? Again, that's not a thing. Competing magic is not a thing. The universe is infinite, right? It's literally infinite. Beyond the universe is even more infinity. I don't even know how that works, but I know it's true. And the universe doesn't care whether you come to it with a shovel or whether you come with a teacup or whether you come with a train and load it up with abundance, because there's infinitely more there. You are inspiring the universe to create more abundance when you ask for it, and anybody else doing that is doing the same. There's a lack mentality in, there's only so much and we're going to have to fight over it and compete over it. That's not how it works. The benefit of one person is the benefit of all people. We are all one, essentially, when you get down to the end, down to just the foundation of it. Okay, so that was a lot. So have a lovely day. And please, I'd love to hear your comments below. Like, share, let's get this word out. Let's spread the word. And join me on my Elevation email list, where I can give you more of this kind of information, insight, inspiration, tools, tips, techniques, technologies, all the stuff that is going to be helpful to you as you go forward in what we are creating in this new world. So I will talk to you soon. Take very good care. Bye-bye.